All right, jumping in a few minutes early. I'm like, what? Why sit here and wait another 13 minutes? Couldn't think. I got writing to do. Lots of writing today. Where are we? Ah, trying to finish this chapter 49, and then Tom Duffy will have one chapter to do a wrap up. Sharks. You know what? If they had a Sharks under Paris shirt, I'd be wearing that damn thing. There's Mr. Frank. Took the day off today. What the hell are you doing? What do you need? He had some days you needed to take off the end of the year kind of thing. You figured, you know what? Positive Friday, let's take it off. I can catch up on my Hallmark Christmas movies. I'm being a lazy roustabout before. You know what? You need days like that though sometimes. Sometimes you just need a day to yourself. But, ugh. Ooh. Exactly what I took off. Then from December 19th until 2006, I'm also off. Oh, nice. Well, that gives you a nice couple of weeks there. Nice couple weeks. Yeah, I think Shelly's off the week of Christmas. And she doesn't go back until like the 3rd or the 4th or something. Couple 3 at least. She got a lot of days she's taken as well this time of year. She gets like 6 weeks vacation. 6 weeks vacation, 2 weeks sick days, and like 3 personal days or something. I don't know. It's like she can take like 3 months of the year off. And all she's really got to do is work a half a day, and it counts as a full day for her. And she works from home or from her mom's every Tuesday. So she got to get almost 20 years now she's been there. 20 years! I got 3 weeks, but we haven't gone away on a real vacation a couple of years, so now I always have all this time at the end of the year. What I'd give for 6 weeks. Mondix. Mondix back to you. Yeah, you guys always used to take the trip with 4,000 family members to somewhere. Orlando or wherever. Scares the care. I don't think we're going to be doing much next year either. But you'll just start having to take the days. You know, you don't think about it beginning of the year. Vacations are now cars and college. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we were like, when are we going to get the kids for Christmas? I'm like, just get them gas cards. You know, what are you going to buy them? Don't buy them nothing. Oh, I know how it would be. You could get them some McDonald's gift cards and some gas cards, and they're fine. Don't buy them dumb things. Although I did buy my son a shirt. I'm not going to say what shirt it is in case he watches this. He did subscribe to my to the YouTube channel. Starbucks and Dunkin' and Target for my kids. He says, exactly. I figured you meant that Dunkin' instead of like Sandy Dunkin'. I refuse to buy my kids Starbucks. My daughter Caitlin will drink Starbucks, but I get her a Dunkin' one. Tom Duffy in a rare appearance. Very rare. Huge Sandy Duncan fan. Oh my God. Your kids, I can imagine your daughters are huge Sunky Duncan fans. Sandy Duncan. They probably have posters on their walls. Yeah, speaking of Sandy Duncan fans, Tom Duffy in the house. I'm finishing up this chapter 49 right now, Tom. Right now. Tom, you start taking those pills? Feeling better, hopefully? I got a bunch of extra ones too, if you need them. What's the weather like up there, Frank? It's 64 degrees and sunny here. It's cold, though. I mean, it's cold 64. It's near freezing temperatures. 30s. Get any snow? A 50% chance of snow Sunday, which means snow day on Monday. Nope. Every YouTube video of yours that starts with the title "How I'll Get Thousands of Views." Exactly. I write about food. how I eat so much food per day. That's going to be the next video. So I watched a bunch of tutorial-esque videos, Mr. Duffy. And one of the guys said, actually a couple of different ones said, you have to act like you are the authority on the subject. And when you started with how I write 400,000 words in a year, that helps to show it off to people. And so I was like, you know what? That's fine. And they gave us a couple other examples. So all of the videos I've been doing on Sundays are, the Mondo Method one is my real name, Armand, stuff like all those are set up in a way. How I fooled the world into thinking my name is Armand. Exactly. That probably should have been the title, and I would have gotten more views. So yeah, it's definitely helping. I'm over 1,000 subscribers now, but I need the hours. The problem is, I'm at 880 something hours of the 4,000 I need. The problem is, last year at this time, apparently, I guess I was trying to build, not realizing, I was just trying to build it up. So I watched a lot of hours on my own. And other people apparently watched hours. So I was getting 10 to 15 hours a day being watched. And there's a couple of days coming up where it's 30 something hours a day. Well, after 365 days, those days drop off. So it's constantly moving. So I'll lose those hours. So while I'm getting a lot of hours being watched, and I would appreciate you watching the hours, not the shorts, but the actual videos, the problem becomes that I'm just kind of playing, catch up. So I'm I had 851. Now I have 885 maybe. But I've lost 40 or 50 hours that dropped off. How I open a box that is unopened. That's a good video. And you can too, would probably double your views. Yeah, that, you know what, you're probably right. So yeah, I watched a lot of those. I watched a lot of videos. I try to watch the writing ones instead of the I make yarn animals or something. I don't know. Or the ones some guys I make $1 billion a day, but it's all finance stuff. I'm yeah, I don't do that. So I try to find the writing, publishing ones. And the one guy, he made $631,000 in a year as a writer, a lot more than he makes writing. He's like I hit a point where I was making $600 a month in book sales, and I was making $6,000 a month talking about books on YouTube. That makes sense. That makes sense. The writing tips I usually found on YouTube suggest publishing word searches in joke books. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of BS ones, You find a lot of those. You also find a lot of scam ones that are I'm going to give you 5 basic tips, but if you want the 6th basic tip, it's only $499 on my course. That, a lot of that crap. Who's playing your music so damn loud? You hear that? That's too loud. So if my new book, Exploding Joke, comes to me, you probably make a lot more money. Oh, wow, Dad. It's really loud. Somebody's got the bass. How low can you go? Some girl just walked by with her dog. Normally she's a younger girl, like late teens maybe. She always wears stretchy pants and a half shirt. She's got to be like 50 pounds. She's very skinny. She just went by. She walks her dog every day. She walked her dog by, and she's wearing boots, like furry snow boots, and she's got a jacket on, and she's got a scarf wrapped around her head, and she's got a knit cap on her, and she's looked like she's wearing mittens. I'm like, it's 64 degrees out right now. Calm down. I made $500,000 on Amazon this year by writing a book called How to Make $500,000 on Amazon. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of those. Let me guess, the book is 99 cents and includes a link to your $500,000 online program loaded with proven techniques the experts will never tell you. Yep, pretty much. So the pest service guy is just at Neil's house. And he literally, he sprays. He literally showed up and sprayed one side of the house. He went up and knocked on the door. Nobody answered. I'm guessing Neil and his wife are out. So he sprayed one side of the house real quick, and now he already just got into his truck to drive away. So he hasn't even sprayed the yard, the front, the left side of the house, nothing. I'm like, these guys are just jerks. That's why I hate when our guys show up and they ring the doorbell and knock. I have to answer it so they know I'm here and they have to do the yard, or else they don't do the yard. Yeah, I'm an old man, okay? Nobody was on yesterday. Yesterday I was on, and Nick was on. Nick was the only one on yesterday. Had a nice conversation with him. I learned a lot about that boy. If you act now, you're giving 50% off all new memberships. So for only 4 equal payments, about $12,500. Exactly. I did see one. The guy was like, "How I make, $100,000 a month selling books on Amazon, and I'm going to teach you the 8 steps or 9 steps to do it. I'm going to give you the first 2 free, and my course is like $499. So then I go and I look the guy up on Amazon, and guess what? All of his books are like in the millions in ranking, which means he's selling one of those a month if you're lucky. Seconds, yeah. Those Ginsu knives were sharp. Good times. All right, Tom, I got a 3 more lines here, and then this chapter is done. Then it's back to you. I already got an idea for book 3, so I'm going to be starting that. Who is this? Here's the guy. And I was going to... Be right back.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Alright, I was here to treat the lawn.
Yep.
Any questions about anything?
Nope, we're good.
Alright, thanks.
Thanks. So you got to make sure he knows I'm home. That way he'll friggin' spray the back. I miss the guys in ShopRite that would sell those rip-off Ginsus. The Gensus. Free paring knife for everyone who tends to react. And you go back, and then you're like, you know what? I don't need any of these Gensu knives because I got 408 Gensu paring knives I can just use. I'll just cut with 2 at a time. There's Nick Zinn, speaking of Ginsu knives. And then that's what Mr. Frank said. Ugh. All right, Tom. 50. Wrap it up. I'll take it. Who's texting me? Who the nobody. More like Zin Sunaz. Am I right? You are right. Big Choppa was my high school nickname. I'm sure it was. I have no doubt. Next page, Nick Zinn. Next page. One more chapter on that, and then I already have an idea for the second one. I might just start the second one at some point. Not right in this second. Because I'm going to write over on this. I'm happy I got that done. I'm happy I got that chapter done. I got to go back to the post office, the library. I got another book in, but I finished another book. I'll be doing a review on it later this afternoon. Saints at the River by Ron Rash. Pretty good book. Pretty good book. It's a very southern book. I would suggest starting the third one. I am going to start the third one. I'm definitely going to start it. Just not right this second. I'll probably do it this afternoon. That way you knock this shit, you better just write this damn thing today. Now. Those dudes out there spraying. Dude better be out there spraying the backyard too. We're gonna have to watch. Make sure he goes into the back. It's the same. It's the same company, the pest control, that my wife's cousin Shannon works for. Yeah, bro, I'm watching you. I'm watching. Spraying for geckos. Yeah, those things are. My lawn is filthy with geckos. Gecko filth, they call it. This time of year, though, those lizards do fall out of the trees. We don't have many that are falling out of trees that I've noticed. Some idiots were arguing on Nextdoor app about alligators. Somebody was like, "Oh, I moved to North Florida. I moved to Jacksonville because there's no gators here." Somebody's like, "What are you even talking about?" Like in 2024, 55 gators were caught. 55 licenses were put out, and all 55 of them were used. There's a couple of small alligators across the street. Where Tom lives, at the end of his block, is a friggin' swamp. And you can hear those gators out there at night. Sometimes Tom will let a couple gators in the house up in the attic with him. And he just sleeps in the other room with them. People are nuts. Yeah, Gators Under Jacksonville. That's the sequel to Gators Under Paris. I thought they were doing another one of those. I feel like gators they do love to cuddle. When you scratch their underbelly, they love that. The I gotta figure out something to watch on Sunday while my wife is at her mom's. Something interesting, but I don't know. Probably just the 5,000 things I have recorded. I'll watch something. Maybe get some reading in. Who can say? Went to a Tim Gilmore talk last night at Happy Medium Books. He had a new book, new nonfiction book that came out. Went and saw that. Drove in the dark, which is very scary for me because I can't see a effing thing. Doug's cousin, no. I don't believe they're related. I mean, I never really asked though, so could be. They talk about his time with Pink Floyd. No, he just went right past that. He was like, I'm just not gonna bring that up. Gotta go buy smokes for some high schoolers. Be right back. I hope that's not what you're doing. I hope that's not what you're doing. I'm on the Rebelsis again, and man, my stomach is just a fucking nightmare. There's a new Knives Out movie on Netflix. Have you watched those? They're fun. I've never watched those. I didn't realize there was more than one. Just kidding. Yeah, probably. Probably knowing Nick. Yeah, he lives off of the land. I think I got a couple of 30 for 30s to watch. High schoolers, you're getting a call in an hour that just says jail on the ID. Yeah, pretty much. Probably not a good move. Yeah, I don't know if I want to watch the Diddy thing. I've seen the 50 Cent couple of clips of him talking about it and stuff. Also see that head coach from Michigan, maybe? Football? Apparently got some little blonde assistant of his he was having an affair with, knocked her up, paid for her abortion, and then doubled her salary. And then the college found out and fired him. So then he went home. He threatened to kill himself. He told his wife what happened. And then he did something. Oh, he went to the girlfriend's house and put a knife to her throat or something. And basically said, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill myself, but I'm going to kill you first. And apparently then she talked him into leaving, and then he was arrested. So nice. It's crazy stuff happening in this world. Crazy stuff. So I had toast. I had 2 pieces of toast with some butter. That was my lunch. And I'm drinking, what am I drinking? Ginger ale. I do like me some ginger ale. Tomorrow night is my wife's company Christmas thing. Dinner. Gotta go to that. Next week she goes to Atlanta for a couple of days for their company Christmas party up there. I'm not going to that. She's like, yeah, you don't have to go. I'm like, good. It's gonna be cold up there. Those are the doofuses that do wine tastings. And then they talk about wine for 4 hours. Atlanta's having a Christmas party and me with nothing to wear. Yep. You gotta wear a jacket because it's at some fancy douchebag wine club or something. This one is like brawn child and asshole. Exactly. He's like, all right, so a glass number 1. And then his wife, the guy's wife, is like, we got this and we went to Roma. Like, it's Rome, you moron. Tell everybody about when we were in Roma and there was a scorpion in the bathtub. He's like, yeah. We went in there and there was a scorpion in the bathtub. We had to call the hotel. They had to send somebody up to catch the scorpion and let him out. Like that was your story. That was your story. The best was the first year that I had to go with her, and they were like, "Oh, we'll have wine and stuff." And she was like, "I don't drink wine, neither does my husband." I'm like, "Well, what does he drink?" And he's like, "Bourbon." And he's like, "Oh, I'll have some top shelf bourbon then, make sure." So we get there, and it's like some $20 bottle of bourbon. And I'm like, give me a double. If I gotta be here, give me a double. And he's like, "Oh, I heard you don't drink wine." And I said, "No. I drink bourbon like a man. Women drink wine." Then the look on his face was great. Was it Michael Schenker or Klaus Mein? I used that joke one time. There was a scorpion when I lived in Palm Coast. There was a scorpion on the ceiling. And I was in the living room, and my second ex-wife, she wasn't the ex-wife at the time, she said, "There's a scorpion in the kitchen." And I said, "Is it one of the Schenkers?" And she said, "I don't know what kind it is." The whole time was like, "There's your last warning, Schenker. Get out of the tub." Yeah. Michael Schenker was so high at that moment, just laying there naked with a guitar. He's like, "I don't even know how I got here to Roma." Yeah, they did like 4 hours of. He's like, "Okay, so this first one, you're gonna taste a little bit of fruit. That's gonna be that's the citrus in that is apple. It's a Spanish apple. That was picked in 1872." Like all these stupid things, and I'm just like, and then people around it are just like, "Yeah, it's just wine." He has his own sommelier that comes, but then that person basically just pours while he just talks and talks. And then it's one of these places where you don't get a lot of food. I'm like, "Oh, bread. Oh, we get one little piece of bread." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I want give me a loaf of bread." So after you've had like 5 or 6 bourbon, double shots of bourbons, and you've had like you've had like a piece of bread and then like this tiny little salad, and then I had my wife's tiny little salad, which is like altogether like maybe a half of a salad. I'm like, I'm getting a buzz here because we're not having any food. I thought it was illegal to own a Somalian. Not in Atlanta. Not in Atlanta. Yeah, the thing starts at like 6 o'clock, and we're out of there by like 11:30. And like the dessert is like, "Oh, here's like one scoopful of like banana pudding or something you don't like." Oh my! That sommelier is thinking, "Do you know how hard it is to get this title?" And meanwhile, this douche is talking out of his. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like you have to hire. You can't have wine tastings without having the sommelier from the whatever the country club is, kind of thing. So the company is paying for this person to just basically stand there and then pour wine because this guy knows more than the sommelier. I think I went 1 year. I don't think I went 2 years. Maybe 2 years. And they're all these douchebags who are all talking about their ski chalets and stuff, Like they're these assholes. Shelley can't stand any of them. But she got to work with them because she's the property manager for millions of square feet of space in Atlanta working with these idiots. Yeah, so they're always talking about their trips and their different things. And then every now and then one of them will be like, "So how's that book thing coming?" Yeah, the book thing's coming right along. Yeah, I'm hoping to make at least $100 this year on it. Yeah, I'm hoping to have enough money someday to buy my own sommelier. Yeah, I'm going to write a short story. The sommelier wants to kill you as soon as I get home. Actually, that's not a bad title. So somebody write that. Somebody write that shit down. I'm just like, these people are just god awful. So she knows I don't want to go, and then I don't have to go. It's easier for her anyway, because then she can just fly up. She's got to hand out gifts to all of her tenants up there. Her and the couple of maintenance guys that work up there, they just kind of spread out all through Atlanta and hand out things, cookies or something, I don't know. And then she can get on a plane. That night she goes to this stupid thing, and then the next day she flies back at home. Gave each kid a carton and told them to smoke up. They said I can be in their cool club. Yeah, their cool club with a gay. That's what my mom smoked. That's my mom. My mom smoked Cools. My dad always had a pack of Marlboro Red. And the house always stunk. The good part is hopefully she'll come back and she'll have, because she'll basically just bring her backpack. She just needs like a change of clothes. And then she'll hopefully bring back some of the cookies or cupcakes or whatever they get each year. For some reason, I'm pretty sure Nick did this. Yeah, I don't think Nick's joking around. Nick's trying to set up the kids. He's like, listen, I've been buying you cigarettes for like 2 months now. Can you do me a favor? Next weekend, I want to blow up the park. I'm looking for treasure. You guys want to help me? They're like, yeah, you're in our cool club. He's like, all right, I'll buy you another carton of cigarettes, and we can all just hang around, and you guys can smoke cigarettes, and then we'll blow the park up. And they're like, oh, this would be so cool. Oh, wow, we have a father figure now. Smaller hands reach into treasure holes easier. There you go. I felt like Frank typing that. Classic Frank. I probably will not be on this weekend. Tomorrow I got crap to do. And then Sunday I'll do another how I YouTube video and hopefully get thousands and thousands of viewers on it. I hope you all watch it. I'm glad my branding is as an exploited child labor is really starting to tell. Yep, good branding. Oh, also, I'm interviewing an author on Sunday for my Wednesday thing, but I don't know if I'm gonna be doing any more authors. Those really aren't taking off like I thought they would. Maybe like one a month I'll do. Most people this time of year are busy anyway. I'm getting way more hits on, hey, look at all the coffee I have in my house videos. So, there you go. All right, Tom, finish that chapter up. I'll probably write the next chapter, or the first chapter of the third book on Saturday, or more than likely Sunday. Author interview shows died with Bazong. That is such a true statement. I'm being interviewed tonight on a podcast. And it's a podcast. It's audio only. I'm like, wow, is that still a thing? Because everybody I see is now doing video. I feel like if me and Chuck were still doing the Mondo Method podcast, we'd be doing videos all the time. Seems like the thing to do. But yeah, they're like, oh, make sure your camera is off. All right. Yeah, I can just sit here naked. So, we're going to do that at 6 o'clock tonight. When are you doing the next Tiberius the 10-year-old podcast? I wonder if he's still doing that. Actually, I wonder if his dad is still forcing him to do that. That was something. We'll put your name in for that one if they're still doing it, Tom. You can go down to Orlando and hang out with them. Really, the main reason I went down there to do it is like, you know what? At that point, Caitlin was living down in Orlando. I'm like, you know what? We're going to go down. We're going to do this interview real quick. And then we're going to meet our daughter at White Castle. And that's what we did after. Wow, nice callback. That was an interesting one. I know at the time he was the dad was getting divorced from the mom, so it was like, we're gonna do this show in Bond. I got KU wreaths for socks from Japan. This is starting to become big time. You know it. All it takes is one Japanese person to read a book like Socks, and it goes viral. Man, my sales are just awful this time of year. Worse than normal bad this time of year. How was the mom? Was it like Amanda Grace? The hell is Amanda Grace? I didn't meet the mom. They were getting divorced, so mom and dad would not be in the same room. Be right back. Sending one of the kids into the dynamites. There's something wrong with you today, Nick. He owned like an electronics repair shop, and he had this like big setup in the back room with like all this electronic equipment and microphones hanging from the ceiling and all kinds of things. Natalia Grace. Ah. Who the hell's Amanda Grace? No, I thought you meant the Nancy Grace. I thought you were talking about like Nancy Grace, but no. No, nobody named Grace. I don't know what the woman's name is, to be honest. I'm gonna have to look that up though. I can't remember the name of that damn show. See if they're still doing it. I'm sure you can still watch. I'm sure it's still on my. If you punch in my name on YouTube, I'm sure you can find it that way. I'll have to look it up later. We'll talk about that on Monday. Hope everybody has a good weekend. I hope I have a good weekend, to be honest. Watch some football. Root against the Jaguars. Root for the Raiders. Neither of those things seem sensible at this point. Good times. All right. Tom, chapter done. Get on it. My watch is fully charged. What else great positive can happen today? And I'm so insane that I'm like, how many more hours until I gotta do this interview? And I'm like, I don't know why I've done about a bajillion of these dumb interviews already. Talking about myself. I'm gonna talk about when I was a cowboy living in Brazil, or make something else up. Will lead to a good interview, right? Having a ghost pepper and egg sandwich for lunch. That is insane. You scramble the eggs? Do you put the ghost pepper, slice it up into little pieces and mix it in with the egg when you scramble it? Or is it like you just put an egg and then you just throw ghost pepper on top? Yes. How I lived as a cowboy in Brazil. You know what? Video. 10,000 views. I took out some meat for dinner. Some chuck Buddha meat. Ghost, onions, and garlic in scrambled egg patty. Nice. I made a breakfast burrito the other day. A couple of them, as a matter of fact. Except I can't ever fold the burritos. So then I used a knife and fork to cut it up. Scramble some egg. I throw in some... I did sausage, so I do sausage. I cook the sausage. Then I plated. Then I throw onions, green pepper, red pepper, mushrooms back in the skillet. Get all the water out of it. Then I throw that on the same plate as the sausage. Then I do shrimps, dozen shrimp. Get those real nice and going. They're good. Put those on the plate. Crack 3-4 egg. You gotta spray some Pam so it doesn't stick. 3-4 eggs. Crack them. Scramble them. And then at that point I realized, I could have just done all the veggies in when I was doing the eggs. So then I dump everything when the scrambled eggs are almost done. I dump everything back in and mix it all up real nice. Yeah, how I don't fold burritos. How I can't figure out how to fold a damn burrito. I don't care if it's like 2 little pieces of something in the burrito. It should be easy. I just cannot get it. Somebody's like, "Oh, you gotta wet the burrito. Oh, you gotta make sure you press it down hard enough that it." All these different things you're supposed to. I can't figure out any of them. Any of them. Otherwise, what? I like making quesadillas. You know why? Because you put the shit on one half, You put a bunch of cheese and then you fold it over. Then you flip it a couple times, then you're done. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah, breakfast burritos. Last night I went to, on the way home, because what did I have yesterday? I had pizza. I had, not a DiGiorno's. I'm sick of the DiGiorno's. Whatever it was, but I only ate like half of the pizza. It's like those frozen ones. I just was like, my stomach is a mess. And I ate that at like 11 o'clock. Then I go to Happy Medium Books last night to see Tim Gilmore. No idea if he's related to any other Gilmore out there. And on the way home, fearing for my life because I can't drive in the dark, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop at McDonald's because I'm getting hungry. So I get a couple of McDoubles, I say plain, large fry, large sweet tea, and barbecue sauce. Can I have at least 3 barbecue sauce? Of course. Pull up, pay at window 1, pull up to the next one. They gotta park me, so I know I'm good. I'm like, they're like, we're gonna park you. I'm like, okay, because I know then that means they're making my my McDoubles. We should not have a problem. So it's only like a minute or so. Lady comes out and I said, are there barbecue sauce in there? She says, yes, sir. I said, thank you. Put the bag, drive home. It's 4-5 miles. Come home, turn on the TV, open up the bag, no barbecue sauce. Every friggin' time, no barbecue sauce. I'm like, I asked you 2 different people for barbecue sauce. I said, I'm guessing you lazy bastard was like, oh, I forgot the barbecue sauce, but I'm not going all the way back inside. Luckily, I already have 400 barbecue sauce extra ones here, so I use one of those. Do you ever go to Chipotle? That's what I call it, Chipotle. Those MFers can fold a burrito. Yeah, I'm sure that you get like a whole training, like a Chipotle University thing you got to go through. His memoir about his life with the Gilmore Girls. Yep. Wonderful. After the second time, it's your own fault for believing them. I know, right? Exactly. Fool me once. Fool me 8,000 times. The last time my wife went to McDonald's on her way home, and I was like, can you make sure you get barbecue sauce? And she's like, for what? I said, for me. You've been with me 13 years. You never see I dip the French fries and my burger in barbecue sauce? You know why I do that? Because it's not a condiment. Shut up, Chad Lutsky! Not a condiment. There you go. But I also had a couple of McDonald's tangy sauce. Because at first I started pulling them, I'm like, oh. Because you know that top shelf in your refrigerator has all the random packets and stuff that need to be frozen. And I'm like, I almost pulled out a couple from like Chick-fil-A or something. I'm like, no, you can't mix like this. Yeah, sauce, right in the name, exactly. It's not barbecue condiment, it's barbecue sauce. His name's not Condiment Jack, it's Saucy Jack. There you go. They won't sell explosives under a kid's jerk, sending a different one in with a fake mustache, bound to work. Be right back. There's something really wrong with you, Mr. Nicholas. Saucy Nick. Alright, I'm out of here. It was fun while it lasted, right? I know this is the highlight of your day. Definitely was the highlight of my day. I'm gonna go read. I'm gonna go read a bit. Gonna go read some wordage. Probably take a nap, be honest with you. It's almost real time. This is so close to real time, it's scary. I hope everybody has a phenomenal weekend. Nick, don't get arrested.